Kathy Sanderson and I am a spiritual therapist and inner child healer. I wondered whether you would know that what you're experiencing now as an adult, can you make that connection to how you felt as a child? Can you see that what it is that you are feeling now directly relates back to your feelings as a child? So let me explain. If you are feeling that you are unwanted and you can't understand why you're feeling unwanted because you have a partner that loves you, or a husband or a wife that loves you, you have children that love you and they show you every day, or you have friends who want to be with you and go places with you and do things, and you have a really active and compassionate group of friends, does it really confuse you why you feel so abandoned? Does it make you really doubt yourself? But do you feel unworthy? And then of course, because you have all of these things around you and you're still feeling like you did as a child, does that mean that you then now feel ungrateful? And feeling ungrateful is another feeling that you had as a child. And it just escalates. But what is really important is being able to see that connection. And part of healing your inner child and healing from your negative childhood experiences and trauma is being able to realize where your feelings are coming from. So if you are feeling unloved, unworthy, yet you have people around you that are showering you with love, then it's so important to realize that that feeling is coming from your unhealed inner child, your wounded inner child who didn't feel loved, didn't feel wanted, didn't feel cared about. And all of those experiences that they had as a child are, as you had as a child, because you are them, are still making you not be able to see what you've got around you. And one of those important things to be able to see is the fact that that isn't you now. That's how you felt as a child. And how you do that is by going back and reconnecting with who you used to be as a child and how you used to feel, and remembering those so that you can actually understand why you feel like you do now. So quite often we see in magazines film stars, movie stars, music, pop stars and footballers who have got everything around them. They've got a gorgeous husband or wife or partner. They have a family that you would love to have, gorgeous little children running about. They have an amazing house. Everybody wants to be them, all of these types of stuff. Everyone's envious of what they've got. Then they go off with somebody else, and you know, it's not even like they want to have a relationship with that person. It's just they met that person made them feel good about themselves, and they risk everything for that time with that person. But what's happening is that person who they go off with isn't appealing to them now. It's appealing to their inner child who felt ugly, unloved, that they weren't wanted, that nobody wanted them, nobody wanted to play with them, nobody wanted to spend time with them. Sorry. Frog in my throat. Nobody wanted to spend time with them. And then this person comes along and suddenly all those feelings come up from childhood. Never mind that they've got someone amazing who understands them and cares about them and loves them at home, because their needs weren't met as a child. Then this wounded inner child surfaces in them, and they go off with this person, and this person makes them feel really special or forgets everything. And then they go back to their normality, and they hope that they're not found out because they feel guilty. And then that, of course, then starts to rot the relationship. But it doesn't matter how much you have now, not as a celebrity, not as a film star, just as a person with an adoring partner, adoring family, and you just can't feel the love. You can't allow that love to permeate any part of you, because that wounded inner child, that child from 4 to 7 years old who just doesn't feel loved, didn't feel loved, wasn't noticed, wasn't took care of, wasn't kept safe, never felt important, never felt seen. And when you've grown up feeling like that, it is really hard to accept that somebody could love you. And you know, you've been treated so badly as a child, and that every little last bit of trust that you had, because a child is so trusting. A child just inherently trusts people. Why would a child born into this world come in thinking someone's going to hurt them? They come in thinking that people are going to protect them and love them, because that's how we're programmed when we're born. And then all of these experiences happen to us, and we learn that we can't trust. But we don't learn that we can't only trust that one person. We learn that we can't trust anybody, because our parents or that one person hurt us, abused our trust. And every time we trusted them, every time we went to them, if we went for a hug or a cuddle or we wanted some affection, it wasn't given. So we grow up hating the world, untrusting people. And then someone comes into our life who wants the best for us, who understands us, who wants us to be happy, who loves us no matter what we do. And we can't accept it because we've never known it. So we create fights. We find those little things that really don't matter, and we build them into big things. And we do that because we are trying to recreate that drama that we grew up with. Because this person loves you, values you, cares about you, wants nothing but for you to be happy. And you've not had that before. It doesn't feel right. Your brain, your mind, it doesn't know those feelings. And your mind is trying to keep you safe, but it doesn't know what safe is, because we are programmed to think that everything we experience up until the age of 7, 8, it's like hypnosis. It's like, this is true. This is the truth. It's like your Bible. So when somebody starts treating you well, it's not what you deserve. It's not what you're used to. So your mind that's there to keep you safe goes back to that time that it knows that you were supposed to be safe when you were a child. And it knows those vibrations, that energy that you felt. So it gives off that energy because that's what you're used to. And it seems really bizarre to call it your comfort zone, but it is your comfort zone because it's what you're used to. It don't feel good. It certainly isn't comfortable, but it's the energies that your body is used to holding. It's that vibration that your body is used to holding, so that it attracts it again. So that's why you pull apart these tiny little things that really, God, they don't matter at all. But this is the way that you can bring that uncertainty, that violence, that anger, that fieriness that you grew up with. This is how you can revert back to how you felt as a child. Because even the most amazing, understanding, great partner that you have only has a limit. And you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you hit that limit, because you don't know any other way to be. You don't understand how anybody relates to you unless they're ignoring you, unless they're hurting you, unless they're being mean and talking nastily to you or not showing you love or affection. Because although that is really so much what we do not want, it's what we're used to. So our brain thinks, our mind thinks that this is our normal. So what do? We've got this understanding, we've got this knowledge. How are we going to solve this? How are we going to bring that peacefulness and that calm back that is available to us? Because we have this person who really supports us, really loves us and cares about us. That's where the inner child work comes in. That's when you go back and you give this little one exactly what it was that they needed. You reparent them. You show up for them every day. You give them attention. You show them that they're worthy. You talk to them and you listen to their needs. And I'm very where I am. The time does not exist. It only exists on this planet to constrain us. So anything that we do in our past means that we affect our future. And that's how it works. So if you have somebody in your past when you were a child who listens to you, values you, makes you feel loved and wanted and cared about, then you're going to know that you deserve that as an adult. And when you can then see, as you're doing this process, where these feelings come from that you're experiencing as an adult, and you're aware of that because they come from your childhood, then you know where you next need to work. So, if I've excited you, if I've given you that little glimmer of hope that life doesn't have to be like this anymore, there's a link in the comments. Contact me and book a call with me, and it's free, and we can look at your next steps on your healing journey. I've got a Facebook group, the link's in there too. And if you want to get started on your inner child healing journey and you've never actually reconnected with your inner child, there's also in the comments a link for you to do an inner child reconnection meditation. So don't forget to subscribe, because I've got a lot more helpful stuff for you.